Greetings, Divine Collective. This is Divine Messages with Tarot. Today's reading is for those of whom resonated with the Malachite stone. What a beautiful stone that is. And quite heavy too. Given the intention that was set behind this stone, I am going to go against the initial objectivity of having this reading be for the Divine Feminine Collective. I will set the intention for this reading to be for those who resonate both Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Collective with this Malachite. This Malachite is a masculine presenting stone, and in a lot of my meditation today, not just today, but as the week has passed since the last reading, it came to me that Divine Feminine needs to be healed to move into the Divine Masculine. And so, with that being said, I get the sense that this reading will be a lot about taking transitional steps into healing. In the intention and focus that comes along with inspiration and creativity is very, very, very in line with what this green malachite has to offer in energy. So I'm just going to place the stone here. I'm going to place it a little back here to give me room to read. So I'll let you guys all know that this tarot reading takes a little bit of discernment. Okay, so we will take the energy as it resonates, and if it does not resonate, I will then ask you to move the energies around to see if it makes sense to you. If it does not make sense, then this reading is not for you, and I will catch you next time. Okay, if it does resonate, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're staying with us. I'm going to cleanse my hands with my energetic wash. Ooh, maybe too much spray. No worries, I have my little cloth here, and I'm also going to spray my table and some spray for you guys. Thank you for joining me. What a crazy, crazy, crazy season this has been. But I'm so glad to have been a part of the end of winter and all throughout the spring with you guys. We have seen a lot happen. We've seen a lot come and go with the moon phases and the eclipse. Just as a recap, there has been a major, major calling for Divine Masculine to tap in and strengthen intuition, and for Divine Feminine to heed the calling to turn to the ancestors for guidance. As always, I'm going to start with the Awaken Intuition deck. Look at the artwork there. I love this deck. You know what? I'm going to moisturize my hands with the F1 found on Sanctuary and Home. I don't have any labeling on this jar because I didn't want to get caught up with this being like a video where I'm promoting products. I don't know how or if that will get flagged. Oh, I didn't show you guys, but it just is really so smooth. And you can find that on sanctuaryandhome.life. Spelled out the way that it sounds, sanctuaryandhome.life. All of the products are up there. This is a staple. I use quite a bit, which would be about a nickel size. For your hands, depending on how big your hands are, like I have really big hands, a dime size will do. But you know, I like to shine for the camera to look healthy. And it's a butter. Anyways, Spirit, we are here with the Divine Collective, both masculine and feminine, for those of whom resonated with this Malachite stone here. What are the messages that you have for the Divine Collective to help strengthen and get them in tune with their intuition? It's the one card today. I'm learning as time goes on to be more obedient to what I hear from my guides and from Spirit, as I have been practicing practicing my intuition. Let's just say that. Receive love from the other side. Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, this is a message. This was definitely a message for the reading of the last Divine Feminine series, or video, should I say. Number 56, or number 11. Loved ones who have passed on are eager to connect with you through synchronicities, dreams, music, nature. You may also feel their spirit as energy shift, physical sensation, or waves of strong emotion. Certain loved ones now act as spiritual guardians, sending you wisdom and blessings. Love never dies. Well, would you imagine that? And that deck is shuffled supremely. Okay, so we are going to, you know what? I want to use the deck that I started off reading when I first started learning tarot. Just gonna move this mirror out of my face. My ancestors told me it might be a bit distracting. Spirit, what message? Spirit, can we identify the collective, where they are currently in energy? Something heavy there. I think about 3 cards fell out. I'm going to work with my spread today. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Wands, represented here by this black fruit tree with the skull at the bottom and a field of very interesting flowers. We have the 5 of Cups, represented here by this woman who's seemingly crying herself in a pool of her own tears. While there are cups spilled over in this pool, there are 2 cups behind her, and then also something coming out of the pool that seems to be holding on to her. And we have the 6 of Wands, which represents being eager and steadfast, moving into a new journey. And the number 6 also represents balance. You know, something I learned the other day, I was on the phone with a friend. We were talking about frequencies and waves and how people talk about vibrations. And we got down to the science of it because that's what we do. And it came to me through some research that the frequency of love is at 528 hertz. Now, when I did the math, it comes down to the number 6. 6 is the number of balance and generosity. Would it be just a coincidence that the number of balance and generosity is also the root of the number love? There are no coincidences. things here. Spirit, where is the collective coming from? We walking, or what are we working from in our action of moving from the past? Because we want to be very intentional about not staying in the past. Where is spirit, where is the collective, spirit, coming from? I feel like a lot of you, which would make sense, resonated with this stone here. Got the King of Swords, the King of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords here is being represented by the tail of donkey skin. You can Google that story. So it seems to have been two predominant male influences in your past that caused you to go in this Eight of Swords energy. Well, I shouldn't say male influences, but let's say two masculine influences. The Eight of Swords and the King of Cups in reverse. The King of Pentacles, in reverse. I don't know why I sat here and said the King of Cups. I wonder what the King of Cups is doing. And I take away that in the past, maybe the King of Swords and the King of Coins in reverse was influencing you from becoming the King of Cups, or influencing you away from the King of Cups. Divine Spirit, what are the current influences that the collective has? The Five of Wands, represented here by the Pandavas, five brothers who bicker and fight, but they come together in the time when they need to come together. It's about collaboration and also competition. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Could be a lack of passion, a lack of romance, a lack of emotional stability. But overall, I take it here that a message is not being received. And what about a clear card for what the collective faces as a challenge? The Magician in reverse. Do I have this particular book with me to read this Magician here? So this Magician in reverse, I'll show you guys, is the fairy godmother, represented from the Cinderella tale, or from all of those tales with fairy godmothers. I think Sleeping Beauty had them too. But we're looking for the Magician here in reverse. I'll read you the whole Magician card because the Magician comes out and has come out in the past reading of the series. As this be the final reading of the series, The Fairy Godmother, France, a French fairy tale. The magician is a helping hand. She has the ability to change raw materials into something wonderful, and dreaming into doing so. But she is only the helping hand. It is up to the protagonist to use her support, moving forward to do the right thing. In the upright position represents originality, self-confidence, skill, a breakthrough, resourcefulness. In the reverse, insecurity, delay, lack of imagination, closed doors, and manipulation. Divine Collective, I believe that some of us here may have succumbed to the insecurities built from our past. In the final card, the possible future that this collective can manifest for itself. Seven of Wands. Seven of Cups, excuse me. I don't know why I'm confusing these things all together. Page of Wands. Big message coming in here. With the Eight of Wands in reverse. Page of Wands talks about passion, inspiration. The Eight of Wands comes in with fire. I'll let you know what it is. Hold on. Got the book here. I'm going to start with the Page of Wands, and I'll let you know that this is from an African folklore about a prince who is seemingly very energetic and very abundant. He is actually probably king, given that he has this staff here. And this is more so a wand that he uses to make whatever he wants to come true, come true. If you've ever been to Africa and you see these things and they tell you that it's a fly swatter, it's because they don't want you to know what it really is. And also, I'll show you the Eight of Wands comes in with the Phoenix and some fire. But it's in reverse. So the Eight of Wands. Oh, let's do the Page of Wands. Republic of Congo. Nyanga mythology. The Page of Wands represents a childlike optimism and carefree rebellion. For Mwindo, I hope I'm not butchering the name, every situation is made fun by a switch of his magical fly swatter. He makes many enemies, but just as many friends who help him in his journey. In the upright position, it's playfulness, charisma, discovery, a rogue, enthusiasm, should I say. The Eight of Wands, Rainbow Crow, or not the Phoenix, but a Rainbow Crow. North America, Lenape legend, disputed. Okay, so they're not sure. The Eight of Wands represents quick, decisive action. The Rainbow Crow flies quickly to deliver warmth to the cold earth below, singeing his wings in the process. His sacrifice and swift journey are fruitful. Speed, momentum, travel, excitement, and results, as it would be in the upright position. However, in the reverse position, lethargy, delays, bad timing, slowness, frustration. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's warm outside over here, so they're doing the most next door, or across the street, actually. Take a sip of my water. And I hope you guys don't hear it too bad. I can hear it because I'm right next to the window and they're right across the street. But these are the distractions that we have to push through a lot of times, especially when we're doing the things that we need to do for ourselves. Okay, so here's a message. Based off of the possible future, I'm getting a sense to really not delay. Don't dally dilly or dilly dally. Okay? Come in swift and with optimism to what it is that you're manifesting. But I had gotten a message earlier about this being a time for relaxation, recoup, and planning for me. Which brings me to another thing. From the readings that I've got from this tarot, I take away that a lot who will see this video are spiritually gifted and more or less in tune with spirituality. I have to figure out how to well, no, those are confirmations. I didn't know that it does that on the screen with the thumbs up. Just my hand gestures, but we can say that it all makes sense. So if you see that on the screen and I'm not giving a thumbs up, I would take it as an affirmation, because I'm not doing that purposely, except for just displaying that for you. Okay, so I take it that you guys all seem to have had some type of enhanced intuition. And it has to be that you either believe that or you know it to be true. Otherwise, you would not be here watching a tarot video. I would suggest that two things to help you along your journey, especially if it's a spiritual journey, which I believe the only journey to take is a spiritual journey, because how we understand ourselves spiritually aligns with what we manifest here on this three-dimensional plane. Because if you don't know, there are more dimensions than three. Quite a few. And the more you know, the more your soul elevates from the three-dimensional. Even though if you're here in this body, in the flesh, to have a three-dimensional experience, your soul goes beyond the flesh. And so does life. Because it's all just energy. But as it's energy, it would be advantageous for you to learn a few things. One, learn about the cosmos. Whether you take the steps to learn about it through astrology, whether you take the steps to learn about it through astronomy, whether you take to learn about it through mythology, it's all there for you to take advantage of, because learning about the cosmos and where you stay, I would suggest that, you go and get your birth chart or your natal chart. I would suggest that you guys might even reach out to those who do Vedic astrology readings for the Vedic natal charts or Vedic birth charts to understand how the stars and planets influence our lives, how they influence our behavior, and how they influence our destiny, I'm a true believer that once we kind of understand how things are set above, especially at our time of birth, we can kind of get a sense and a better understanding of what is happening below here on this three-dimensional plane as time goes and as our energy grows and as we are faced with different challenges. And influenced by different energies. Very important. Looking here, I sense good energy. This magician in the verse, though, this magician in reverse actually kind of feels much different than the rest of the energies here. What was the bottom card here? 7 of Cups. You have many options. I'm going to switch the tarot deck here now to clarify the cards. Spirit, can we clarify this magician in reverse? I want to get straight to 2 of Cups. Now, I'm not going to hold you. This was just at the bottom of the deck, but for it to be the card to come out. Very similar to the last reading for Divine Feminine Energy. It seems as if someone is mirroring your energy. It could be also a twin flame. But more specifically, someone out there may be mirroring your energy to keep balance. Or to manifest something that they feel they can't do on their own. And you inadvertently, being your true self, maybe acting as if, or not acting, maybe playing the role of the fairy godmother to this person, to this energy. Let me not say a person, to this energy that is reflecting your energy. Reason why I want to say energy and not person is because sometimes our challenges, as the magician in the reverse is, are not of this three-dimensional realm. Sometimes it's in the next realm. The 4D, the 5D, the 6D. Or in the 2D. You know, I ask these questions, but I'm also getting a sense that this is in representation of the male collective, the masculine divine collective, divine masculine collective, and this may be in position of divine feminine collective. I will not say that that's what it is because I had very specific intentions behind asking for these cards to be pulled, and Spirit dropped 3 cards here, 3 cards here. But as I'm watching, it seems like there is a situation in the current energy where it can be represented as the Five of Cups. But there's so many messages with these three cards that come out. The Ten of Wands, which would represent that someone feels at least, or there has been a situation in the past or in the current where a lot of work was done and, there was a fruitless harvest. In the other tarot deck, or the original tarot deck, the Ten of Wands represents a burden. And so with the Five of Cups in this representation, as I watch the cards and how they have the depictions on it, seems like somebody is crying over the fact that they cannot necessarily bear from the fruits of all their hard labor. But with the Six of Wands, gives like a completely different energy. However, this Six of Wands energy from the depiction shows a warrior coming into this card of Five of Cups, where this person is crying themselves almost where they may drown in their tears. And there is something that is holding them in this pool of tears. But it really is always to focus on the two cups behind you. Because these two cards represent what's being hidden from you. This is the challenge here. Also with the Six of Wands, I get that there's a message coming in for the Five of Cup energy. And it probably is to be strong and stop crying all these doggone tears. But that is coming from me. Then over here we have the King of Swords, the King of Coins in reverse, and the Eight of Swords. The King of Swords, let me see what the King of Swords represents in this book. Because here we have the Griffin with the King of Swords in this book. And if you were wondering what deck I used in the beginning, it is the Tarot of the Divine, inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. Here's the book here. I normally don't show the book, but that is what we're working with from the original tarot pull. Swords here. Okay. King of Swords. Griffin, Persia, Persian mythology. The King of Swords represents wisdom enhanced by power. The griffin is a noble and intelligent creature soaring over land and sea, a symbol of patience or for patience, perseverance, and judgment. In the upright position, represents authority, structure, logic, self-discipline, and loyalty. Now when we go to the King of Coins, this page, I have to be very delicate with this book. I don't know how many times I've said that, which is why I kind of stopped using the deck, because this deck is just too honest sometimes. The King of Swords, Ahanuna, the world turtle. Hananuna, the world turtle, North American, Iroquois mythology. The King of Coins represents stability and faithfulness. The world turtle is strong enough to support the weight of others' hopes and dreams. He may not be an active participant in their lives, but he is always dependable, slow, and steady. In the upright position, this would represent success, dependability, conservatism, strong will, willing to work. However, in the reversed position, which it represents corruption, materialism, ruthlessness, authority, and indulgence. And I also want to do the Eight of Swords here, being as that we're so close, and give you guys some insight on the donkey skin. Did I do the donkey skin? No, that was the Magician. That was a French fairy tale. So donkey skin, French fairy tale. The Eight of Swords represents being caught up in your own insecurities. Donkey Skin was forced into hiding to escape a bad situation. Now she is faced with the decision to continue the life she has created for herself or to step out of her self-made prison. In the upright position, it represents anxiety, victimhood, feeling trapped, paralysis, crisis. And now I just want to read the Five of Cups to show you the similarities, actually. Where's my cups? Five of Cups. La Llorona, Mexico, Mexican folklore. The Five of Cups is useless regret without learning. Jealous of her husband's new wife, La Llorona drowns her own children rather, and now her wailing ghost, drowns her own children, and now her wailing ghost wanders the earth. She continues to wallow in grief, refusing to seek redemption or happiness. In the upright position, it represents self-pity, guilt, regret, stagnation, and depression. So do you guys kind of see where the Eight of Swords representing anxiety, victimhood, feeling trapped, paralysis, crisis, and the Five of Cups representing self-pity, guilt, regret, stagnation, depression are kind of, it's bringing us to a theme here, which is why I kind of felt like the king, this donkey skin pile over here versus this Five of Cups pile over here, maybe in representation of both the masculine and feminine collectives apart, but still similarly going through the same struggles or similar struggles, let's just say. However, from a recent past, as a united collective, from what's here on the table, I can see that the influences of this corrupt king actually, it's almost like you had like two angels on your shoulder. You see those cartoons where they have like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, and it's kind of working as like temptation in the rights of conscience. And Donkey Skin here in the Eight of Swords from the recent past, I'm picking up, couldn't really make a decision. And for all intents and purposes, could have gone along with the okie doke, And so created a life where they don't make their own decisions. They're following the path of others. Or at least following the path that others have told them to follow. I pick up a lack of discernment, a lack of good judgment. And now you feel trapped where you are because you haven't come into your power, or because you don't trust your instinct, you're not using your intuition. That's what I'm picking up from the recent past. And in the current energy with the Five of Cups, Ten of Wands, and Six of Wands, I get exactly what I said, that there was no fruit in all the work that had been done in the past. And so you kind of just have to move on, but you're feeling regretful that maybe you took the path that you did. especially if you can't bear anything from it. But the Six of Wands is coming in to say, there's more life ahead. You know, you've got to attack it with optimism. And look forward as to what lies ahead. And to do that, you have to have a strong sense of faith here. You're currently being influenced by the Five of Wands, which reflects in collaboration, which reflects also in the Five of Wands here. From what I'm seeing on the card, there are 5 brothers. And they seem to kind of bicker. And what I could take away from that is that you may have some very potent influences around you. Could be people that you trust. Could be people that you rely on, or at least that you value their opinion and their experience. Okay? Could be people that you oftentimes collaborate with. But with the Knight of Cups in reverse here, and I'm going to read the Knight of Cups to you as it comes from this deck. The Knight of Cups is a Mongolian legend, Halibu and the Hunter. The Knight of Cups is a messenger. Halibu is kind and gentle, while also willing to take a stand for what he believes in. Halibu provides for his village, and after befriending a dragon, he willingly sacrificed himself to save everyone. In the reverse position, it represents heartbreak, infidelity, lack of diplomacy, moodiness, pettiness. So you could be surrounded by some petty people. You could be surrounded by people who are struggling with healing from heartbreak. You could be surrounded by people who are infidels, who have no valor, who have no loyalty. And though they might be people in your community, they might be people that you work with, it might be the music you listen to, quite frankly. It could be anything that takes up space in your environment. What you watch on TV, what you're listening to, the people you just talk to. Evaluate those things. Here. What I'm getting here from the hidden influence is that you may be taking in the wrong diet. And when I say diet, I don't necessarily mean specifically or only the food you eat, but what it is that you take in with your senses. Think about it. What do we see? What do we hear? What do we feel? What do we taste? What do we smell? If we see things in a negative environment and are of that environment, do we then innately come out not negative? Question mark. If we hear things that diminish and are of no use to our higher vibration, will we then vibrate at a powerful frequency, or for lack of a better term, a higher frequency? Question mark. If we're eating a whole bunch of garbage food, will we somehow become healthier? Question mark. If we're in a room that smells of fire, that smells of trash and waste, that smells of smoke from a bad habit, will we then be able to say that our lungs are clean? And then also smell, people kind of brush over, I said the lungs are clean, but smell is a very, very strong sense, because smell ignites memory. Smells can be triggering. A really good smell can put you in a good mood. A smell from something in the past could remind you about something in the past. A smell that you smelt before, rather, can remind you about something in the past. Whether what it reminds you of be a joyful experience or a horrible experience. Hidden influences, mind your diet. And then, here we have that you may be taken for a fool without knowing. Someone could be stealing your energy here. With the Magician and Two of Cups. The Magician is in reverse. You may be doubting yourself where others see your potential and power, and may be using what you're not using to get ahead without you knowing. You may be granting the wishes of someone inadvertently, completely unaware. And then also here, don't be afraid to think big. Don't think or self-sabotage because you think that your dreams aren't tangible. Affirm yourself. Come in with the optimism, childlike optimism. Reason why childlike is so very important is because children don't believe that they can't do something until somebody tells them that they can't do it. And if that child is innately innately has a low will, then they may believe them, which most children do believe that they can't do something after being told that they can't. That's how, so many systems were structured. They put children in school and tell them what they can and cannot do. Teach them just enough to be productive members of society. But a lot of people grow up feeling a lack of purpose, fearful of doing what they really want to do and what they're honestly probably being called to do, because so many times in their childhood, even if just once, they were told that they couldn't. Be enthusiastic, be optimistic, and find some joy about what it is you have planned for your future, whatever it is. I want to take another card from the Awakened Intuition deck. Spirit, can we have another card from this deck for the collective? Find healing messages in nature. It's time to get outside. Number 4 or 40. Number 0s and 4. Find healing messages in nature. A robin landing outside your window when you're missing a departed loved one. A breeze kicking up just as you contemplate a career change. A saying scrawled in the sand on a beach that speaks to your soul. Or a puppy yapping happily when you tell a friend you're getting hitched, are all healing intuitive messages. Look out for the synchronicities, because the universe and our guides are constantly trying to communicate with us. constantly. Another card, Spirit. Let me take this one off the top. Respect, guidance, dreams. And I guess this one wanted to come out too. Choose the healing option. Oh, number 18 and number 63, which would be both 9 in individual respective cards. I don't know if you guys can see those numbers. I'm doing horrible with this camera. I one day will get a better camera. Respect, guidance, dreams. Sleep can be a time of mystical awakening. Not all dreams convey intuitive messages, but drawing this card indicates you're currently receiving some interesting sixth sense guidance between the sheets. At dawn, quickly record the vivid, memorable nuances of your nocturnal adventures. Discern which of your nightly dreams deserve your awakening attention. Choose the healing path. Connect with your energetic heart to intuit the healing option. You may need to set a tough love boundary or gleefully follow your bliss. Your sixth sense. What would love do? Or ask your sixth sense, what would love do? The healing option is the one most loving to yourself and others. Make compassion your North Star now. I love that card. And they both come out to be 9. Nine, 11, and 4. 18, 40, 56, 63. Numbers if you wish to use them. Because I do believe in the power of numbers. I believe that everything starts with a number. I was watching this video where the computer scientists and the astrophysicists are figuring out that there is a code to the matrix, very literally, that happens in the stars just as it happens in sound, just as it happens that people thought that they created these coding systems to give us internet and figure out how we can digitally communicate with one another. It's already in the fabric of everything that exists. The zeros and the ones. The numbers. Spirit, using the original tarot, do you have a final message for the Divine Collective, both masculine and feminine? I asked the question. Spirit said yes. I've got a message. What's the message, Spirit? Oh gosh, the Empress. Masculine and feminine collective, divinely you are all in the Empress stage of things. The reason why I included the masculine in this feminine read is because the feminine must be healed first before the divine masculine energy can thrive. I hope you all are able to take away from such a beautiful reading. Remember to pray and drink water. We are in a new moon phase, going towards a full moon as we reach the end of May. I love you all. Thank you so much. Namaste.